Brainy presents Why Looking Poor is Important. There's a quiet advantage to blending in, especially these days. It's ironic because we grew up being told to stand out, reach higher, and present ourselves as successful. Yet the world we live in now works differently. And the more chaotic things get, the more protection there is in keeping a low profile. You don't have to pretend to struggle or deliberately make yourself look broke. It's more about avoiding the unnecessary attention that comes with looking like life is perfect. So let's dive into why keeping your appearance low-key can actually protect your peace, your finances, and your freedom. Number 1, you bypass social pressure before it even starts. There's a subtle shift that happens when people assume you're financially comfortable. They start expecting a certain level of flexibility or generosity. Some assume you can cover the bill without blinking. Others start acting like you're the responsible one who should always pitch in. And then there are those who simply see you as someone they can depend on financially, even if you never agreed to that role. A modest appearance bypasses all of this. When people don't automatically place you in the resourceful and stable box, your role in their life stays honest. There's less pressure to be the dependable one who always has extra capacity. And you get to choose how you show up. Number 2, you move through public spaces without feeling like a walking target. Walking through busy areas feels different when you know people aren't evaluating what you're carrying, what you're wearing, or what they could potentially take from you. A low-key appearance naturally reduces the number of eyes that linger a little too long. People who look for opportunities tend to notice those who give off signs of comfort or abundance. If nothing about you suggests that there's something worth grabbing, you blend into the rhythm of the environment without concern. That sense of neutrality can feel like its own form of safety. Number 3, you're less likely to be taken advantage of. Money changes the tone of almost every interaction. Even the perception of it can. And if you've ever dealt with contractors or salespeople who assumed you were flush with cash, you know exactly how fast the dynamic shifts. A modest appearance levels the playing field. People talk to you like a regular person instead of a potential jackpot. Conversations stay grounded, and you don't feel like every interaction is a negotiation. It's much harder for someone to inflate costs when they don't think you have extra moolah waiting in your back pocket. Number 4, you get to protect your privacy. The more polished or successful you look, the more people assume there's a story worth uncovering. They want to know what you do for a living, how you got there, what your plans are, or how much you make. And none of those questions feels harmless when you're someone who values privacy. Even benign curiosity can start to feel invasive when people show too much interest in pieces of your life you never intended to share. When you keep your appearance neutral, that type of prying quiets down. A humble look creates a natural boundary. You don't have to defend your privacy, nor do you have to explain yourself. You can simply exist without attracting speculation. Number 5, you benefit from low expectations that give you more room to grow. Being overlooked or underestimated can sound negative until you realize how much freedom it actually gives you. When people aren't busy forming opinions about where your life is headed, you're free to progress at whatever pace feels right. There's no pressure to maintain an image or achieve milestones that match how others perceive you. You're allowed to change direction without judgment or take breaks without worrying about how it looks. You get to be the person figuring things out. Essentially, life feels more spacious when others haven't projected their expectations onto you. Number 6, you don't get caught in the comparison loop. Looking modest also separates you from the unspoken competition that plays out everywhere, at work, on social media, even in casual social circles. When you're not trying to match an aesthetic or prove anything through your appearance, the mental noise dissipates. You no longer feel that tug to evaluate whether you measure up. You stop mimicking other people's choices because you no longer feel like you have to match their signals. This reduces stress and helps you reconnect with your sense of identity. You focus on what you genuinely like rather than what you believe you should like. That brings a calmer, more grounded way of living. Number 7. You won't trigger jealousy or resentment in others. A lot of folks today are carrying stress that sits just under the surface, and it doesn't take much to shake that loose. When someone is under financial pressure or experiencing emotional burnout, even a small display of comfort can hit them in a sensitive place. It's rarely about you. More often than not, it's about whatever they're silently battling. Keeping your appearance low-key helps you move through those environments without triggering reactions rooted in frustration or insecurity. It simply keeps interactions calmer and prevents situations from becoming tense for reasons you never intended. Number 8. You become harder to manipulate. People are far more likely to manipulate someone they believe has something valuable on the line, be it money, reputation, access, or even social influence. The moment they think you have resources to protect, they start shaping their behavior to get a reaction, a favor, or benefit. When you look modest, that perception never forms. You don't appear tied to anything they can leverage, so the usual tactics lose their effectiveness. It becomes clear there's nothing to gain by pushing your boundaries, which makes you a far less tempting target for anyone who relies on pressure or subtle manipulation to get what they want. Number 9. Your money works for you instead of working for your image. When you stop using your appearance to signal success, something powerful happens. Your spending habits transform. You buy what you actually need, not what feels required to uphold an image. You stop chasing trends that lose value the moment the next one comes out. And instead of pouring money into surface-level presentation, you begin prioritizing things that build long-term stability. This creates a natural pathway towards saving and investing. The money that would have been spent on outward performance becomes fuel for your future. Over time, this changes your entire relationship with money and gives you a foundation that actually supports you when life takes a different turn. Number 10. You reconnect with what actually matters. When you're not preoccupied with signaling status, you begin paying attention to qualities that have lasting value. You focus on your character, your relationships, your decisions, and your internal stability. You stop using your appearance as a measure of personal worth. That change feels subtle at first, but eventually becomes one of the most freeing aspects of living modestly. Instead of worrying about how you're perceived, you develop a sense of confidence that doesn't depend on external symbols. You're able to build your life from the inside, rather than shaping it around how others interpret you. It's a deeper kind of security, one that doesn't fade the moment trends shift or circumstances change. Ultimately, in a society full of pressure, comparison, and performative wealth, choosing a low-key path is one of the smartest moves you can make. It protects you, it shields your finances, and it strengthens your sense of self. The best part? It gives you a life where your worth comes from who you are, not what you're wearing, holding, or showing off. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, drop a comment, and share it with someone who would appreciate it. Also, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching.